Okay, so now we are stepping it up a little bit, and we are going to be writing a two-step equation from a word problem. The steps have not changed. You are still going to define a variable. So in other words, what is being asked? Define a variable. Write the equation. And then solve the equation. And write answer. With the correct label. Okay, so again, you might want to pause the video so that you can write all of this word problem down. Example 1, Joe took a taxi home from the airport. The taxi fare was $2.10 per mile, and he gave the driver a $5 tip. Joe paid a total of $49.10. How many miles was it from the airport to Joe's home? Okay, so if I am defining a variable, what is being asked? Looking for how many miles. So I'm going to have M equals the number of miles. I'm going to put from home to airport. Okay, so I'm reading through this, and there's more numbers here. So I have $2.10 per mile. That word per is a key piece. So $2.10 per mile and a flat $5 tip. Okay, so the $5 tip has absolutely nothing to do with the number of miles. So think of this as no matter how many miles that he drove, we're still going to throw in that $5 tip. So $2.10 per mile. So $2.10 per mile means that I'm going to type that times the number of miles. And I know something has to go here, and it has to equal $49.10. So if I spend, or Joe spends, $2.10 per mile, and he has a $5 tip, then that is what is going to equal the $49.10. So I'm going to write back to the two-step equation. Let's go ahead and solve it. I'm going to solve for M, which means I'm going to subtract $5 on each side. So I have 2.10 times M equals $44.10. And then finally, I am solving for M. Divide both sides by $2.10. And get an M equals 21. So again, going back up to number 3, here's the equation that I'm looking for. That it would be step 2. And step 3 says to write an answer with the correct label, so it's 21 miles. So a lot of times I will think of this as, a lot of times I will call it like a flat fee. Okay. Look at example 2. Your aunt gave you 20 pieces of candy, and you ate 2 pieces each day. After a certain number of days, there were 8 pieces left. How many days before there were only 8 pieces left? So as I'm thinking through this problem, Aunt gave you 20 pieces. So I had 20 pieces total. I'm just going to put a little note there. 20 pieces total. And it says, how many days? How many days? So I'm going to put D equals the number of days. Okay? So if I had 20 pieces total, and I ate 2 pieces each day, does that mean I'm going to do 20 times D? So 20 pieces times the number of days? So that means I'm ending up with a whole bunch more candy than just the 20 pieces. And remember, we're eating it. So if we're eating it, it's going to be disappearing, so it's going to be subtracting. So 20 pieces minus 2 each day. So 2 times however many days. And then I only have 8 left. Solving, subtract 20 on both sides. Do not forget to bring down that negative. So negative 2d equals negative 12. Divide both sides by a negative 2. And you're going to end up with d equals 6, and that is going to be 6 days. You could have done this a totally different way. So if we were to think of this kind of backwards, so if I had 2 pieces of candy each day, and I still have 8 left, that should equal the 20 that I started off with. So you'd subtract 8 from both sides, get 2d equals 12. We are right back to 6 days. Okay, so there's a couple examples of 2-step equations.